I was watching a YouTube channel called Sawyer Ridge Farms, and they had put together some raised beds, and they used corrugated roofing for the sides. And I thought that was a really good idea because it doesn't rot, and it's real inexpensive. I think the stuff that he had was just laying around his farm, so he didn't pay anything for it. But if you have to go out and purchase some like I did, it's really inexpensive compared to using wood siding. So I've got enough here to build a nice size raised bed, so that's what this project's going to be. So let's get to it. Okay, the materials you need to build one of these raised beds, you're going to need 6 8-foot 2x4s, and I'm using redwood because it has natural insect and rot resistance. So you're going to need 6 of those. You're going to need some deck screws. You're going to want to make sure that whatever you use to connect these with is rated for outdoors. And then I've got 2 2x12 sheets of corrugated roofing, and that'll make up the sides. So that's all you need, and very little measurements. You just got to take 2 of the 8-foot 2x4s, cut them in half, and that's how you build out your frame. Redwood's pretty soft wood, so this is probably unnecessary, but I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill my holes. Alright, I've got my bottom and top frame put together. So now I need to make a few sets of legs. And took a measurement. This is supposed to be 24 inches. It's actually 26 3/4 inches wide. So I'm going to make this 27 inches tall. And I've got 7 inches if you take into effect the 2 2x4s. So 3.5 inches each, 7 inches. So I need to make my legs 20 inches long. And I need to make at least 4 sets. I think I might put one in the center as well. So I need 20 boards cut at 20 inches. So let me get to that. Alright, I've got my boards cut to 20 inches. I've got some of these screws already started, so I'm going to go ahead and put this leg together. Okay, there's the first one. Got 3 more to make. Alright, here's a poor man's pocket hole jig. Alright. This might give you a better view of the poor man pocket hole. Just as effective. Okay, I've got the top frame lifted up on the legs. All the legs are installed. And if you notice here, the way I did this is where I've got this joint right here, I made sure that I was, had a solid piece all the way across. And then the same thing, the joint here, I made sure it was over a solid piece. So I don't know if you need to do that, but I think it adds a little bit of strength. So that's the way I did it. So let me go ahead and attach all of these corners, get these all flushed up and get them attached, and then we'll be able to put the siding on. Alright, I've got this marked off, 8 feet. So hopefully I can cut it with these 10 snips. If not, I'll have to get out my angle grinder. Looks like that's going to work. Okay, I'm just going to attach the corrugated side or roofing onto the inside of the bed using some 1 1/4" deck screws. Okay, I got some 1x6 cedar slats that I was going to use to do a miter corner, but they're not quite long enough because I put these on the outside rather than the inside. So that was a mistake. I should have thought of that. But I can work around that. Problem is, if I move this out of the way, and then move this like this, you can see that I don't have a whole lot of support right here. So what I'm going to do is a couple of things. I'm going to overhang it along the front, and I'm going to put another nailing support here. So I'll kind of split it, and that ought to provide all the support that it needs. So let me get to that. Alright, I've got my additional bracing ready. I didn't have a whole lot of redwood left, so hopefully getting these center pieces here and the corners and the edges is going to be enough. If not, I can go pick some up and add some later. But this is what I'm going to go with. So let me go ahead and measure and cut my cedar and put my top cap on. Alright, so I want to place this so that it's centered over these two braces, and then I'll mark my edge, measure it, and then I'll replicate that all the way around. Okay, what I'm doing here, I'm touching this top plate, and I measured what the overhang was on each side, and I added 3/4 of an inch and made my mark, and I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill all of my marks. Okay, one of the ways I get a really tight fit is I'll have it butted up down on that end, and then I'll mark it here, and I'll cut just to the right of that line just so I can make it nice and snug. That's what I did over here on this side, and you can see I got a really nice tight fit. So let me go make that last cut, and we can call this thing done. All right, all the fun part's over. This thing is completely put together. Now I need to drag it over there. I don't know if you can see that PVC pipe hanging up there, but I've got some dribblers that come off of a line there that I'll have to use for this bed. Hopefully it's enough. If not, I'll add some more. But let me get this over, and then I got to fill this with something. But I've got a ton of composted grass clippings, 20 years of them, right behind that fence. So I'll be able to fill this easily, and I'll probably do a little bit of that Linen Kugel or Farfignugan, whatever it's called, where I'll be able to add some branches that I cut off when I prune my trees. I'll throw those in there too. So let me see if I can't get this drug over there. All right, there it is. My ground is not level. I don't know if I care, but I kind of care. I think I need to drop it about maybe 3 or 4 inches in the back so that it'll set level. But that's a good size. It's 4 by 8, and I've got this on a separate line. I don't think that these bubblers are going to work. I think what I'll do is I'll swap that out for a hose bib and put some drip hose in here. That way I can just get one that's long enough and I can wrap it all around all of the plants. But there we go. I think that's going to work out nice. So I'll save filling this up for another video. So that's about it for this week. I'll talk to you guys later.